Chase your dreams. This is a quote often said to dreamers and people who make them happen all the same. Chasing your dreams simply implies that you are not living the reality that you want and that you should chase or run after the one that you do. But how can you switch from running and into living? Because as you run, you realize that, hey, I need to actually put in some work here. And dreamers are often just that. They stay in the dream state. And when we wake up from a dream, we know that those dreams slip away really quickly and easily. And as we go about our days, those dreams fade into nothing. And by the time we go back to sleeping the next night, a new dream arises. And how can we keep from our own dreams about a better life, a better future, from being those same dreams that fall away during the night? Well, stop chasing the dream. Start living the dream. Start behaving in a way that is creating the life that you want. You have to realize that the person you've been up to this point is not going to get you to the next version of you. You have learned a great deal of things, but it is until you start applying those changes that you will become the next version of yourself. So what is the first step to stop chasing your dreams and to start living them? You simply have to figure out what it is that you want from life. There's many people who want to be wealthy, who want to have a huge house, who want to live on the beach, but there's no actual definition around what that means. Where is this house? How much money is enough? What kind of job is it that you actually want? You have to write out your dreams in order to understand what it is that you're even pursuing. So get a piece of paper and write it down. And this might be the hardest step that you have to encounter, but it's also the most fun because your dreams will change and shift as you start achieving them. There's many things that I wanted throughout life that have shifted and changed, but at the heart of everything that I wanted to do, it was always to learn and to explore the world and to increase perspectives that I have about it. And I've done that through various avenues, but at the heart of everything that I do, that is the main goal. Now, the way that goal is lived out changes and shifts, and it will for you too, but you have to get to a point of understanding that writing your goals down makes them more real to you. Because just as your dreams are fading away after you wake up, when you wake up into your current reality, your dreams of the next one will fade quickly because you will have more data off of your current reality than your new one. And in order for you to create this new reality, you have to create data for it. So you have to get into a place where you're eating healthier, where you're walking more, where you're choosing to enjoy a book versus talk to people who annoy you or who make you feel bad for hours. You have to make intentional choices to shift into that new version of you. What would that version of you that lives on the beach and has less work to do, what life would they live? You have to start figuring that out, and the best way to do that is to write it out. Watch the YouTube videos, watch movies, do it, but do it in the place of research about the next life that you want. How can you become the next version of yourself through these intentional choices that you're making? Everything that you see in your world is a lesson if you choose to see it that way, and it can bring you one step closer to the version of yourself that you want to be. What version of yourself is that, and how can you progress towards it every single day? Write out your dreams and then go back to them. This can be different from simply writing out your emotions and working out those, but choose to write down the things that you are thinking and process through them. There is no way that you are ever going to achieve a goal if you don't know what that goal even is. So write it down, figure it out, and then look into the world and see what people are living that life. If you want to be somebody who's successful as an engineer, what do successful engineers do on a daily basis? What do successful artists do on a daily basis? And at the heart of all of it will usually be this idea of putting in the work and creating. In order for you to become an artist, you actually have to sit down and create a piece of art. You have to write a piece on your life if you want to write a book someday about the world that you've experienced. You actually have to put in the work to become that person that you want to be. So in order for you to become whatever version of yourself that it is that you want to be, if you want to be a person who owns a lot of real estate, you need to get yourself into a mindset where you can think about real estate and actually become a master of this subject. And the only way that you can do that is through repetition. You have to change the narrative of the person that you were into this new version by making these decisions every single day to work towards that new person. You have to put in value and time into the things that you find are going to bring you to this next version of yourself. What do you value? What do you want? What do you see yourself doing? And then go and do those things. You will never become a writer if you do not write. You will never become a person who is able to share with the world if you never share with the world. You actually have to put in the steps. And there are many people who I've seen become success stories because every single day they dedicated to going to the comedy place where they could perform their acts. They did a video every single day. They wrote a page for their new book every single day. And no, not every single day was super successful, but every day they learned and they reinforced this idea of the version of themselves that they want to be. So you actually have to put in the work once you figured out the plan. And once you have that plan and that work is being done, that last piece that you really have to step into is this idea of letting go of everything else that doesn't suit this new version of yourself. Now, adding in fun stuff based off of what it is that you want to do is super easy and super enjoyable. You want to write because you've probably always been a writer and you enjoy doing that. But then you also have to let go of that version of yourself that is resistant to this change. And you have to also accept that that version of you is also trying to protect you. That version of you is trying to say, hey, like this isn't safe. We don't know what's on the other side of this. And that unknown is going to be scary, but you have to override that feeling in order to step into this new version of yourself. Because as you probably wrote out in your first plan, you are not going to make the same decisions as you once did. You have to step away from what everyone else has always told you and step into this new you. And when you let go of this past version of yourself, you're probably also letting go of people and ideas and time spent on things that no longer suit you. And that is going to probably be the hardest of any of these things that you will have to do in order to stop chasing your dreams. You have to let go of the people who have held you in this position. And there's probably a time where you resonated so deeply with some of those people that you had the same interests and thoughts and laughed about the same things. But look at where you're going and where they're keeping you. Somebody that wants to change their life and grow with you will do that, and you won't have to force them to do so. So not only do you have to let go of the life that you thought that you were going to live or that you no longer want, you also have to let go of this idea that you can bring anyone else with you. This is your journey. This is your path. You can encourage and you can inspire others, but you have to let go of this idea that you can force anyone else to come along with you. There is nothing that you can say or do that is going to bring somebody else into the next version of themselves. There's no amount of talking that you can do. There's no amount of inspirational speeches that you can send them. There is no amount of sharing with them that is going to fix anything. I need you to understand that the next version of you is on the other side of that choppy river that looks terrifying and scary, but the next version of yourself will be standing on that shore. And everything you've learned up until this point has gotten you this far, but this next version of you is demanding of you to be a better version of yourself by stepping into all of those choices that you've been scared to make. Do it scared, do it with this fear, and understand that that fear is actually guiding you and helping you, because fear is scary and it is most of the time in our heads. Unless you are doing something really dangerous and you need to take into account all of these safety aspects, you deciding to make a choice about your life isn't going to hurt you or be a negative thing. You have to step forward into this new version of yourself by accepting that this past version of you no longer works. So we're gonna have to write down a plan. We're going to have to follow through by making intentional choices every day to step closer to that. Now, as you are doing that, you might think, well, I can't just produce a chapter for my book every single day. I can't, run for 2 hours every single day. Like, there's not something that I can do every single day. And that every single day thing that you could do could simply be you write for 5 minutes. You think about an idea and you write it out for 2. You have to put places in your life where you can create the space to do this work. You have to put in the work for yourself if you want to create this new version of yourself. And then you need to start letting go of everything that doesn't work for you. You have to stop hanging out with those people who only want to drink until 3 a.m, because you know that doesn't work for you, because then the next day you don't have any energy to write or to study, and therefore now you have a whole another day that has gone to waste. You weren't excited about going in the first place, and then you lost so much opportunity the following day. So you have to let go of those actions. And some of those actions might be drinking a bunch of soda every single day, because having too much energy at the start of when you drink it to when you finish it leaves you without actual energy to do the work that you want to do. So there might be little things that you have to change. And that doesn't mean you change everything overnight. It means that you slowly progress on it. You do something small every single day until you get to a point where you're able to follow through. And then not only are you letting go of behaviors and things that don't work for you, you are also letting go of this idea that you can bring anyone else there with you. You have to let go of this belief that somebody else will get you there, that somebody else will be able to motivate you there, and that you could do that for anyone else. This is your life, and you have to make the decisions to move forward, to let go, and to become the person that you want to be. It's not easy to go after your dreams, but it is also equally not easy to live a life that you don't want. I've seen a lot of people choose to live a life that other people told them that they should, and they are in a place where they can't even regret it because they're just so entrenched into it. I don't know what is on the other side of you when you pursue this dream. It might be a lot of alone time. It might be you having to spend so much of your time by yourself that you realize none of those people were actually there for you or excited for you, and that will also be difficult in and of itself. You have to realize that being uncomfortable right now will create comfort in the future. And any comfort that you have right now is going to create a place of you being uncomfortable in the future. Because the comfort that these people chose to live was the uncomfort that they feel right now. They try to get the easy way out. They try to just be with the next person and settle down and have the kids in a town, in a small town. Their choosing of comfort in this moment, choosing what they believe is the easy way out, has created a great deal of regret and pain for a lot of these people. And this is one of the biggest cliches in movie history of all time, isn't it? The person who is settled in a life that they don't want, and then something happens, they go through their midlife crisis, they go through a real crisis, a spouse dies, or something drastic happens, and now they're forced to live their life. What if you could just live your life without having that catastrophic event? What if you could see that catastrophic event in other people's lives be the inspiration you need? But also understand, when your inspiration comes from anything but your own desire to create something better because it's better for you and for the world, it will be a desire that quickly falls away. So you have to let go of so many things in order to make space for this new life. This new life is going to cost you the old one, and it is going to cost you every single idea that you've ever had about yourself and of the people around you. You're going to start shifting your views, and it's going to happen in ways that you didn't think it could. The people that you thought would be there forever most likely will fall away. The people that you never thought would stand up to the occasion might. And most importantly, you will stand up for yourself in a way that you never have before. If you've never followed or worked towards a dream, this will be the moment where you decide and have to follow through on a way that is impeccable, and it's going to be difficult. You are going to go through the most difficult time of your entire life, but at the end of it will be the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. You only get one life, and you don't know how long you live, and that will be my rallying reason why I do everything. I don't know if I'm gonna get another day or another few hours or another 27 years or another 50 years. Maybe I'll only get a few more hours. So live your life in a way that honors the idea of being alive, because you definitely deserve to live the life that you want, but you're the only person who can make it happen. You can watch the inspirational videos, you can talk to people, but at some point you have to put your foot on the road and keep going. Just start walking. What are you gonna do? What life are you gonna live? These are only questions that you can answer and you can live through, follow through. Make this the life that you've always wanted. I'll see you soon. Thank you.